I don't see. Oh, okay. Did it work? What's wrong? Yeah, it's good to see you. It's so disappointing what happened on Instagram. It's so disappointing. So what's I'm sorry. I don't know. If I probably can, but I don't know how. I'm challenged. I'm also live streaming on YouTube. Yeah, I'm also live streaming on YouTube. I know that we had done it before together, but I don't remember how to call you up. Ah, okay. So let's just stay with the tickety talk. So disappointing. What? Yes, I can. The same day that we were testing out all the apps. Remember that we did it on Instagram, remember? And then we did it on Substack and we did it on YouTube. So we tried it on all those, and then suddenly Instagram won't work. They changed their stuff to 1,000 followers you got to have. Well, yeah, because TikTok was 1,000 followers too, wasn't it, to go live? But it was easy to get there on TikTok. Instagram is a whole different animal, and on YouTube, you only need 100 followers to go live. Hi, YouTube audience. Ain't nobody in my room, but I'm there. Hi, Wendy. Hmm. No, but the day we made it, I sent it to you. Hi, YouTuber. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get to the point of our live today. It's actually called a sacred pause. And what we're doing is taking a pause in the middle of the week every Wednesday at noon. Now, initially, we were going to do it on Instagram, but we found out today that Instagram changed their live qualifications. And so I do not have enough followers to go live on Instagram. I only have 375 followers. So if you like my content here on TikTok, please follow me on Instagram so we can go live over there. But that was the purpose of our live today, to talk about a sacred pause, to take a pause in the middle of the week, right, Carla? To reassess, to re examine, to recharge. So, if you are a person in peri or postmenopause, this is the place to be at 12 noon every week. We also come on TikTok on Sunday mornings at 9:30. So, we would love for you all to follow us on our other apps, YouTube, Instagram, Substack. that those are the three other than TikTok that I use. What about you? Hi, Luna. What everything in regards to projects that we are working on together. Hi, Isaiah and Luna. So, Carla, my name is Sharice Watson, and this is Carla Alexander. Hi, Sweet Pulse. And we met here on Instagram. I mean, I don't know where I'm at. We met on TikTok. We were in a live together one day, and we became friends. I visited her. She's been a guest on my podcast, But My Vagina Still Works, Mental Well-Being and Lifestyle Changes. Carla was my first guest on the podcast, and we just recently decided to do some business ventures together because we realized that we had a lot of the same ideas for trying to help women have an easier transition in menopause. So Do you want to, Carla? Do you want to tell our guests? Hi, Maxine, Bobby. Hi. Do you want to tell our guests about what we are coming up with? Um, yeah, yeah, yes, but also uh restoral for a certain area of the body. I mean, it's skin there, yes, that needs restoring after you reach a certain age. Yeah. Hi, Dolores. Thank you for joining us. What the hell? What the heliante? What the helivirus? Yeah, we started saying that. Well, y'all did. I'm not a Gen X. I'm Gen Jones. That y'all be trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's yes. Yes. Everyone's trying to keep up with the Joneses. I am too. Like I'm so excited, especially after yesterday when we created the smoothie recipes that go with every chakra to balance and heal yourself during menopause. So, yeah, because we are trying to do things holistically as much as possible. That's what the menopause warriors are known for, holistic menopause wellness, because everybody can't take HRT. Now, right. And so if you are not a candidate for HRT, you must find holistic solutions. You have to find other solutions that are not chemically based. Okay. So hi, Beverly. Thank you for joining us. There is bioidentical hormone therapy, and I have an episode on my podcast with a woman who was using that. It still is. Hi, Sheila, and it's working wonderful for her. And so it is something that is an option. Bioidentical hormone replacement therapy is hormone replacement therapy derived from natural phytoestrogen foods, mostly. Okay. And so our cookbook is going to have a whole lot of recipes with phytoestrogen foods. Well, a lot of people disregard information about chakras and that sort of thing because, they look at that as like some mystical stuff. But it's just about energy, right? Pretty much, it's about energy. Hi, James. People don't understand about energy in centers in the body because they want to disregard chakra stuff as mysticism, crazy stuff. But the whole movie The Matrix was about siphoning energy from humans. So I know it was just a movie, but hey, bodies have energy in them. If you don't believe it, just look at your heart. It takes energy for your heart to pump blood throughout your body. That's your energy center called the heart chakra. Okay. So there are energy centers in your body, and each one has a name and foods that help it to be home, foods that help it to be balanced, right? So that's where the cookbook comes into play because each recipe is made with phytoestrogen foods, but also made for a specific healing of a specific chakra center, right? So look at that. And they want you to make an appointment in 6 months because they need that fee. They need that fee. I mean, when you get to be older, though, you're inevitably going to have prescriptions for one thing or another because that's what happens when you age. Body systems start to wear down, and eventually you are going to have to take some medication. But if you can try to limit that, that's what we're saying, right? I recently had to start taking a medication for high cholesterol. So, I tried for they've told me a couple of years ago that I should be on that medication. And I was like, you know what? Yes, yes. I was like, you know what? I am going to try to correct this cholesterol thing through diet and exercise. But there are some things that you may be genetically prone to. And my mom has to be on that same medication. So when they said it to me again, and she had told me she was on it, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to play around with that. I'm going to go ahead and get on that medication. Now, lucky for me, I have not experienced any side effects from that medication. But yeah, but most medications do have a side effect. When she originally started taking it, my mom, she did experience some side effects from that medication and she stopped. And they may have tweaked it now because she's back on it and hasn't experienced the same side effects. And that's all medication. All. Every medication out there that is pharmaceutical has some side effect to it. They have a big book with all the side effects. How do I know this? Because as a cosmetologist, I started venturing into the field of trichology. And when I went through some training from a trichologist, they advised me to get that book. It's a big ass book, big ass that has side effects to every medication at that time that was known to man. And I'm talking this book is big. It's huge. So there's not a medication out here that's not going to have any side effects at all. Now you may be lucky and not have to deal with any of them. Like I've been so far with this cholesterol medication, but it's best to try to do things holistically and with through nature if you can. And that includes bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Even though it's plant-based, you don't want to just have to have that for the rest of your menopause journey if you don't have to. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody that's taking hormone replacement therapy get off and go get my journal and do everything in my journal and you'll be okay. That would be ridiculous. So, I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting that you incorporate some of the ideas, some of the holistic treatments and suggestions in the journal. Oh, that's this journal, but my vagina still works. And and that had happened to you before. So, hi Mel, welcome to our live. You know what? Maybe you should explain what we're talking about. We're talking about you ending up in the hospital because of dehydration, and the dehydration is caused by the menopause symptom of hot flashes, the vasomotor syndrome, and you lose so much fluid from your body every day from sweat that you ended up in the hospital. So what happens when you become that dehydrated to your body? Hmm. And your body locks up, right? You having hot flash on top of hot flash. It is hard. Hi, Lady Richie. I try to stay on top of staying hydrated, and it's not easy because you get busy doing stuff and you forget about drinking the water. And when you think about it, half the day is gone and you haven't drank the amount that you're supposed to. It's not good to just try to chug a whole bunch of water at one time because yeah. So maybe you need to set an alarm each hour. Maybe I'm speaking to myself too because I know that I need to drink more water, and I never like to be the one advising people of good things they should be doing, and I'm not doing them myself. That's good. I need to really be more on top of my water intake. I really do. I recognize that this morning. Hi, June. Thank you for joining our live. Hi, Million Dollar Phoenix. Thank you for joining our live. Well, I wanted to give you the opportunity when we went live and we were supposed to talk about it on IG. So I wanted to give you the opportunity because yesterday you mentioned to me that I'm in my lavender phase. And I didn't really understand what you meant. So I would like for you to explain that. Hmm. Hmm. Hi, Lima. Ah, okay. Just maintaining. Okay. But that takes a lot to get there. I mean, and one of the reasons we do the things that we do, we come on TikTok and we battle with apps that try to squash us like a bug. One of the reasons we do that is to help people get to that lavender phase easier, right? So what you created a digital product that people can purchase. to look into that, what you're talking about, right? Hi, Nora. Okay. Okay. That sounds good. And you said it's on Beacons AI? Okay. I would encourage everybody that's watching on the outside looking in. I know you're there. I know you're there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because every woman or every human being born with ovaries, fallopian tubes, and a uterus will go through peri and postmenopause. And that also includes transgender men. I would really love to interview a transgender male going through menopause on my podcast. I mean, that would be the ultimate. What? Hook me up, man. You mean you've known a person like this all this time and I want to interview a person like this? Oh my god, I would love to, because that seems so interesting to me, to talk to a transgender male going through menopause. Like, and it probably is happening on a daily. Wow. Oh my god. Hook me up, man. That, I find that to be fascinating. I would love to talk to him about how does he handle it? Are y'all like doing it together, going through it together? Okay. Girl, don't you find that fascinating? I have. I have. I was like, I wonder what it's like for a transgender man to go through peri and postmenopause. And the thing is that even if they go through some type of surgery and remove the uterus and the ovaries and fallopian tubes, that's going to put them in medical menopause immediately. Right. Exactly. So, yeah, man, then you got this dude having hot flashes, brain fog, and sweating. Oh my gosh. If only every man could experience that. There be all kinds of stuff on the market to help women if men could go through what we go through. And men do go through andropause. It's nothing like menopause. Trust, I've researched. And a lot of men don't even have anything happen except maybe ED. And how many drugs are on the market for that? You lying. Did you look at them and say, you a lie? You a damn. No. And like I said, anything that malfunctions on a male is the most important thing on earth. And there's drugs that will address everything. What does she need to anything to relieve that stuff? Let her sweat. Let her sweat. Hi, Jenny. Welcome to the live. Oh my God. Let me just, I hate to interrupt you and hold that thought. Hold it. But there is a man now on TikTok who is having lives on a regular about women and menopause. Yeah. And I believe he is a personal trainer that, and that makes sense. That makes sense from a business standpoint to try to have a clientele of women who are going through perimenopause. And one of the things that happens to us in that phase is gaining weight. So it makes sense that from a business standpoint, that he would try to get from people from that category to sign up for his personal training. But my thing is, whenever I see him, like something isn't right in my spirit with that. It's like, to me, it's like, and I know that he's probably trying to help, but to me, it's like exploitation. I don't know. It's hi, Cyrene. Because it ain't gonna work. Hi, caricature. But his lives be having a bunch of women in it, and I say to myself, you know why? Because he's fairly attractive, and I mean, women love a man telling them what they need to do. I listen. When I say that, I'm speaking from a point of view of being a cosmetologist and seeing how women will let a man do anything to their hair because he's saying, "Girl, you look good." I don't know why he could be doing a lot with that good looks. Hi, Denise. Girl, girl, social media will spit you out, chew you up, spit you out, and stomp on you, everything. But again, it's a part of society today. It's a part of what, anytime you have something you want the masses to know about, you have to be on some type of social media. You have to. Otherwise, you will be doing things like old school, and that doesn't work anymore. You're not going to be advertising in newspapers anymore like before. Social media is a necessary evil. And I say evil because I fight constantly with these apps to be seen, especially this one. Hi, Deborah. And the one thing that you have to do is be consistent, because listen, it's easy to get discouraged. Like this morning before we went live, we had planned to go live on Instagram, and and we found out that Instagram changed their terms, and you have to have 1,000 followers now to go live instead of whatever it was before August. This just changed in August, and you and I were not aware of that. So I couldn't go live on Instagram because I only have 375 followers, or 350, something like that. But the point is that they tried to squash us with their rules. And that is what happens a lot on these apps. You are held back because of their rules. Hi, CJ Cousins. Hi, CJ Cousins. Say hi back, CJ Cousins. I just want CJ Cousins to say hi back. Please say hi back. He might have just stopped in and popped back out. But I think I know CJ Cousins. So if you're still in the room, please say hi. Anyway, what I was saying was that the apps tend to squash you, and it can be very discouraging. And then we could have just easily said, we wanted to come on Instagram and talk about our sacred pause, and we couldn't because the app stopped us. No, it didn't. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that you have to just ignore the barriers. And I heard that saying in a by a man called Barry Black. He's a preacher, and I saw him preach one time, and he said you need to start ignoring barriers. And I was like, dude, yes, I need to, because that's a barrier. Instagram created a barrier. And I said, forget you, I'll go somewhere else. I guess CJ isn't going to say hi to me. I guess he just wants to watch from the outside. Okay. Something we get, I need to understand that a little more. Something we get pregnant and not know during menopause. I'm not even knowing it. Are you saying you're pregnant, Denise? And in menopause? Oh no. No. That would be horrifying, wouldn't it? I'm I'm just thinking about hot flashes and somebody pressing on your bladder, like a human inside you just pressing on your bladder. Annie. Annie wants to join the live. Let's you want to invite Annie up? That's why how does that gonna work if you're in menopause and pregnant? Oh my God. I guess it could happen though. Wow. I'm glad it didn't happen to me. That would have been horrifying. Hot flashes an hour and I'm pregnant. Oh gosh. If any woman going through that, I will pray for you. I don't know. I tried to invite Annie up. She didn't come. Anyway, so yeah, so we Instagram tried to stop us. We've carried on, and I'm live on TikTok and YouTube right now. And I feel like that since Instagram doesn't want to give us the privilege of going live together anymore on their app, that we should just do it on Substack and YouTube. Yeah, because hey, they changed the rules of the game. And it also looks like that TikTok will be around again till March, maybe. Is that what they're saying? I don't know what to say about this app. Like when I joined TikTok in 2021, it was really fun. I mean, like as a newbie on the app, they push you out. Whenever you're new on this app, they push you out because they want to trick you. It's a mind game. They trick you into thinking, oh, you're going to do so much on this app. You're just going to become wealthy. And then maybe 6 months to a year in, they suppress you. Okay. And then it becomes pay to play or work for me. And it becomes pay to play or work for us with the TikTok shop. Okay. And so since I have done neither of those things, or I can't pay to play because they banned me, they told me they didn't even want my money. Imagine that. A company telling you, no, we're okay. We're good on your money. Yeah. So I can't even pay to play on this app. All I can do is try to fight the suppression. Listen, I never signed up for the community fund. I never wanted to. I recognized how they were as a company early on. I recognized how they were. So I never wanted to join up monetarily. And so they're just as harsh on you if you don't cooperate with the program. You don't become what they want you to become. So unethical. As a company, they are so unethical. Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, it really is, but it is what it is. And like we said before, we're not going to let these things stop us from the message that we're trying to give, which is to help. All we're trying to do, TikTok, is to help women transition easier through menopause. That's it. We're not doing sex acts. We're not doing nudity. What was that thing they was calling the dudes with the stuff coming out of the thing? Really? But I can't talk about a plant. Well, speaking of gardening, our sacred paws botanicals will be coming soon. Sacred paws botanicals, infused and unbothered by the suppression. No, but it will be today. I promise you, it will be today. And what about the Instagram? Well, you should have it in your inbox. I sent it to you. So yeah, I'll put it in there today. How about that? So sacred pause. We're going to sacredly pause every Wednesday at noon here. Um, not Instagram. Instagram, you got to have 1,000 followers. If you want to see me go live on Instagram, follow me there. But we'll be, we can be live on Substack every Wednesday. We can be live on YouTube. So there's other places other than TikTok and Instagram. And we okay with TikTok, but they're suppression heavy. Harder every day. Harder every day. The views are like can't even reach 100. Right. That you know from the jump it's gonna be, oh well, ain't nobody gonna really see this. Unless it has drama. And we'll just keep plugging away. You know why? Because it, the only time you fail is when you quit. And so, yeah, I mean, every day is pressure to quit, but we don't. So, and we're not because we're on a mission to help women transition easier through menopause. And that's why we do this. And we'll keep doing it. Aneurysms. Yes, we got to talk about aneurysms. Hmm. Well, I want to just tell you that I'm really I'm really glad to that we are in this together, that we're determined to keep going in spite of the suppression, in spite of not really being free to get our message out. We have to work hard for this, and we are determined to do it. You know, we are determined, right? And you know what? The thing of it is that every time I feel depressed or down about the way that it's not easy to get this message out, I am always given a sign to keep going. And what I mean by that is I get an inbox or an email from someone that saw a Substack or someone that saw something and says to me, no, keep going because you are helping. And that's so encouraging that every time I feel like, what's the point? What am I doing this for? I don't really have to. Then someone says, no, you're helping. Right. Right. That you are that what you're doing is not in vain. And it's not, Carla, because we both have gotten feedback from people that says, keep going. You're helping. Hmm. And it's like, yeah. And it's like, we could be chugging away, and so much suppressing on us that it would feel like, yeah, you're not really making a dent, but we are. There are people that we're helping, even if we don't see it immediately. And since that's our purpose, then we're fulfilling our purpose. Absolutely. So we had planned to just be on for like 30 minutes, and it's now almost an hour. So, is there like what I want to say as my final words for today is that we will be back next Wednesday for a sacred pause. And it may just be 30 minutes, it may be an hour again, but we're going to continue to do this on Wednesdays. And on Sundays, we come on at 9:30, the Menopause Warriors. It's Carla, me, Claudine, Azure, and sometimes Kim. And we come on to create sister circles so that you don't go through this journey alone. That is a really important part of this menopause metamorphosis, that you don't go through it alone, that you have camaraderie with other women going through the same thing. Isn't that right, Carla? I am too. Praise the universe. Praise God, whatever you believe in. So I guess that's gonna be it for today. I mean, it's been an hour. We usually don't go over an hour, so but we'll be back, like I said, for the sacred pause on Wednesdays and Sundays on at 9:30. The Menopause Warriors. Sacred pause. All right, y'all have a good rest of your Wednesday hump day, and we'll see you Sunday morning.